Good afternoon. This is Ashish Sadekar. I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic on discipline agile. Okay. Can you see the screen? I'm getting that you can hear me and you can see the screen as well. And you can see me on the camera. Just type yes in the question panel, please, any one of you. Great. Thank you so much, guys. Okay. Great. Okay, now we are all set to start this interesting topic. I'm very excited about disciplined agile and about agile as a landscape. Okay, so I'm going to talk about disciplined agile and agile as a landscape today, and how disciplined agile and what is disciplined agile and how it is different from the current agile methodologies and practices. Okay, it's kind of buzzing one because PMI, which is a powerful kind of a very influencing body, has introduced it. So it is a little buzzing in the market. So I thought of having a webinar around it. This is an on-demand webinar suggested by a few of the participants. Okay, so let's start. I think we are already into the webinar. Let's start the webinar right away. So for people who know me, who don't know me, this is a little brief about me, and I'm very fortunate to get I'm a first few to get the CDAI, which is Certified Disciplined Agilist Instructor, which means that I can actually do the training on disciplined agile across the globe, and fortunate few in India to have it. There are only 100 probably. I don't know how many are there in the world right now. India, there will be probably around 20. Okay, so I'm very fortunate that I'm a first few to do this. Right. Now we will go to the interesting things about the disciplined agile, and I have a little bit about the landscape, and I'm going to talk about a little challenges of disciplined agile, and then I'm going to introduce disciplined agile. So that's the topic for the day. I have 45 minutes of my talk and 15 minutes of question and answer, and of course, we can go beyond that 15 minutes as well. Okay. So I think you can all see my screen, and anyone has a point, I will request you to put it in the questions panel. I keep on reading the questions as I talk, and you can interrupt me by raising the hand and talking. Can you see the screen? Okay, Rakesh said that he can't see the screen. Can everyone see the screen? Can you type in this question panel? Yes. Okay, thanks. Okay, so that helps. Okay. Okay, if you cannot see the screen, etc., just type in the questions panel and I would be good to correct myself, whatever it is. And if you want to speak, I will also let you speak. Only thing is that we got a very good audience today, a large audience. Therefore, maybe I will mute all of you, but if needed, I will take a call if I can make you unmute and want to speak. Okay, but we will have a question and answers. You can interrupt me at any point during the webinar. Okay, let's go into this. Okay, just to tell you, I work with ProThoughts, and ProThoughts is basically into learning services. We have a software product tool as well, and we resell that in India and Middle East, and we do a lot of rich content and a bookstore which is on another site called topprojectmanagement.com. So you have a lot of reports, surveys, and we try to disseminate all the knowledge which we have within the community. Webinars is a part of that. Great. Okay. Now, let me just start with the webinar. I don't want to be, want to be a very, very knowledge-oriented webinar. I think a lot of you as agile people have seen this landscape. Okay. This was prepared by Deloitte, Christopher Webb, and a lot of you have already seen this landscape. So I think this is all about Agile. Looks like crowded, guys, right? It's like looks like more than the London YouTube. It looks like the upcoming Mumbai Metro YouTube. Okay, lot of things. Okay, in Agile, it's a crowded kind of a landscape. Okay, can you see the screen? Someone say that. Okay, the screen is paused. Okay, one sec. Can you see the screen now of the kind of Agile landscape? Yes, thank you so much. Okay, right. So this is a landscape about Agile. Looks very crowded. A lot of things in Agile. Ever wondered why this is so? Okay, why there is so many things in Agile and not a particular one thing in Agile? Why it looks really crowded? The objective is not to explain each and everything. Okay. Of what is there in Agile. I think you all know there are a lot of things, and Agile keeps on evolving. Okay, so Agile Manifesto only talks about the values and principles on which there are Agile methodologies. Okay, Agile Manifesto does not prescribe any specific methodology. I think you guys are aware about that. I will just give you an anecdote. Last year, we had we met around four corporate, and they wanted to do a transformation from their traditional methodology to Agile methodology, and we were pretty excited about that because it's a very good kind of initiative, and a very good kind of nice work to do about the transformational, not an easy project. So we started talking with these guys, a very large company, okay, running into thousands of employees, okay, doing traditional for quite some time, and wanted to change the way they work. Okay, so things progressed. Then one person from their team lay hands on this Agile landscape, and then they started discussing, oh, why don't you do this? About scaling. Why don't you use a lean methodology? Why you're using only Scrum? Questions started coming, and people now referring this became more than knowledgeable, started more confused, and the leadership team said that, okay, let us, okay, the end result was, let us go back. Okay, now, okay, we need to take a step back and now study really we want to do Agile or not. Okay, they were so overwhelmed with the information at the end. Okay, the project went a step back. Okay, it was so overwhelming and probably confusing for the organization to take a decision, because okay, one, I think right, one situation, the team is into different situations, the organization has different teams, and probably one situation or one solution may not be fit for that particular company. There might be a myriad or different solutions might work for the company. Okay, so it's a mental paradigm shift then a kind of a plug and play. Okay, it's a slow shift. Okay, so you need to see what is the context. Is it contextual? Okay, is it a one prescribed methodology, or it is a solution of different things? You need to answer a lot of things when you go for transformation. Okay, so people probably will take a step back. However, okay, this is a famous quote by Jack Welch, and what he said is that, yeah, if the change outside exceeds okay what you are doing internally, okay, the end is near. Okay, that's a very kind of a threatening call, and things are changing. We call it VUCA world, right? Volatility, ambiguity, complexity, uncertainty. We are talking about that. So it's a dynamically changing world, and of course, the change is very much high outside. Okay, and what I have seen is that agile typically is promoted from grassroots level to the top. Whereas what has happened over the years, because of the popularity of agile methods, which they are coming up so often, the top management decided to include that as a top-down approach, which the expert says, okay, is one of the reasons probably that agile might be failing. Okay, so when it comes to, okay, when I talk about failing, okay, this is another quote that I have. Okay, a struggling team might even struggle more with agile. Okay, so agile may not be the panacea for the for your problems. Okay, it may not be. Okay, I am talking because no, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. It may not be the panacea for a lot of your problems. Okay, so you can't trust agile, okay, on a team who is not ready, probably, right? Okay, like they say that Scrum is more effective for a product centric development than a support ticket kind of a situation. Okay, you don't have to do Scrum for that. Okay, so depends, right? So things change with, okay, teams. Okay, so let's take this part and then let's go to the next slide where we are talking about, okay, what are the reasons for failure. And I was trying to be no, there are a lot of reasons. Okay, there are more than 100. If you search the net, you will actually get a lot of reasons why, okay, agile fails. But if I had to pick up, they are summarized, okay, this top 3 reasons, and if I had to find a kind of a theme, okay, what are these 3 reasons? The most of the problems in agile happens because of, okay, people, okay, or organizations, okay, or the way the project is executed. Generally, it's all these 3 things which I'm just trying to put a generalization of things. Okay, and here the problem happens because of the differences, okay, between the people, organization, and how the things are executed in the project. Okay, effectively, what we are trying to say, there is no one cookbook, okay, to specify one single panacea or the solution. Okay, so what we need to acknowledge is that there are different situations, different teams, and different contexts in the organization. In fact, I actually went ahead, okay, and okay, found out a lot of challenges. There are, in fact, a lot of challenges, and the idea of this slide is not to go into that specific challenge. Okay, that it's not to go into that specific challenges. This is published on the pmi.org. It's an Ambler report. Okay, and there are a lot of challenges that you have. So there is more to going agile than adopting agile. Okay, so it's not just that I need to go agile and just do that. It depends on first question, why we need to do agile, and I will take you back to that transformation study which we started. Why we want to do agile? Is it necessary? Okay, how the organization, is it equipped the organization to do agile? If we know that, okay, agile is the solution, okay, then we need to say what is the right way to do agile. Is there a specific methodology that applies to the entire organization, yes or no? Or do we start with, okay, a single project and see how it applies, and then we go into different ways and mechanisms? Okay, And of course, you will find issues as you are implementing for a single project. But the issues can be mitigated by experience. So if you have experienced people and management buy-in, a lot of issues will be taken from a day-to-day operations point of view, right? So there are, okay, different situations, but there is no one solution, right? So far we discussed about a crowded place, we discussed about the need for agile, we discussed about, okay, why agile fails, okay, at a very broad level, we discussed about, okay, what are the different challenges, okay, and the fact that there is more to going agile than just adopting agile. There are a lot of things to do, right? So it's not an easy way to do that. Okay, which comes to a basic question. If I had to tell you what is agility, and why, I think it's a very basic and a very no simple question, but many people do get wrong, and this is through my interactions, okay, uh, that I have figured it out, that no, agility is not about development cycles. Okay, it's about generating value. Okay, although most of you might have known this, but some confuse it agile with shorter development cycles. That's what I'll do in a short way and do that, but it's more about business value increments. Okay, and it's a mindset change, okay, as we call it, right? So we need to get that right, okay, and that's something which is very important. So when I call MBI is the minimum business increment, the minimum value that I will have. And the minimum value is not a reason to deliver less. No, like in a traditional, we give the entire building at one shot, but maybe one flat. So minimum business increment is not a reason to deliver less, but to reduce the cost of delay. How to deliver it sooner so that the business gets the value from it, okay, and therefore reduce the cost of delay. Okay, if you do it sooner, you can reduce the cost of delay, right? Okay, now with this, I'm going to go on to another basics, okay, of slides. Okay, I'm going into another basic slides, okay, and here I'm going to talk about what is methodology and what is practice and what is the toolkit, etc. So as you must be aware, okay, Agile has a lot of methodologies. And what do you mean by methodologies? Okay, I can actually have you talk about that. Okay, if anyone wants to put their idea about methodology and practice, can you put it in the question panel? Okay, I have actually exposed the slide, but I thought of now having a quick a kind of response from you. Although I see everyone very attentive through my GoToWebinar tool, I get some statistics here. Okay, but if you can type a step-by-step procedure, Sagar, very nice. What is methodology, guys? Come on, your idea of a methodology and how it differs from a practice. What do you think is a methodology? What is a practice? How they are different? What is the Agile methodology and Agile practice? Is Scrum a methodology or a practice? What do you guys think? I'm just going by some terminology. It doesn't matter in your practical sense, okay? In your practical life, it doesn't matter. Okay, Scrum is a framework. Very nice. Okay, great. Well, what is the methodology and what is the practice? When someone says that I'm doing Agile methodology, someone is saying I'm doing Agile practice. What is the difference there? Maybe it doesn't impact in your day-to-day work. No, doesn't matter whether I'm doing a methodology or practice, but I just want to do. Okay, Agile Scrum is a methodology. Okay, great. Come on, guys. I want you're such a great audience. Okay, all the functions, ways of work. Okay, said aligned, and we have to see. Okay, Rakesh has said okay, ways of working, and we have to see that organization align across the functions. Okay, very nice. Okay, great. Any other people? Any other? Okay, good. Okay. Prescriptive way, okay, of implementing. Okay, great. Okay, there is a prescriptive way. Prescriptive means there is a set of rules and guidelines. I need to follow that, and that's what is the prescriptive. Like a doctor gives you the prescription. Okay, great. Okay, RD about that. Okay, agile way to manage a project. Okay, oh, that's a wonderful definition. Okay, great, Sagar. Uh, super. Okay, so yeah. So now I think we get different definitions for sure. Okay, and we have our own thing, but I just wanted to clarify because okay, there is another one. Okay, which says that methodology is a basic concept or a theory which we can use as a guideline, but the practice actual activities we do. Okay, great. Okay, so okay, so agile is a practice which you need to use daily. Hence, this practice needs to have while having Scrum is a method using which we can implement agile. Oh wow, Malika, great definition. And I don't want to go into definition because it doesn't matter so much. But I think as professionals, we should be very clear about what we are doing. And also why I included that is one, have a clarity of thought actually when we are doing agile, what is the methodology, what is the practice, and it gives me a venue to introduce, okay, disciplined agile. Okay, so that is another reason why I actually introduced, okay, what is a methodology and a practice. Okay, I got very interesting definitions. Okay, methodology is a model Malika is suggesting. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Okay, you got very interesting suggestions about that. Okay, but if I go into, okay, what generally it's accepted, okay, we can contest this, okay, but this is like, okay, your stuff which everyone accepts. So methodology, when I say, okay, methodology when I say it's about, okay, the processes or procedures which I repeat over a time to deliver a result. Okay, so that can be a methodology. I do the same things over and over again. Whereas practices is something which is a specific set of guidelines, okay, to follow to execute a project. Okay, so practice plus the way you do it, okay, becomes the methodology. Yeah. So suppose, so Scrum is a set of guidelines, and plus what you do becomes the way you do this, okay, becomes the methodology, right? And a toolkit is something which enables to make decisions using the practices. Why? To make better outcomes and effective outcomes. So tools help you to take decisions by using the practices. So be it Scrum, Lean, or whatever the practices that you have, okay, DSDM, Crystal, okay, for better and effective outcomes. So toolkit enables to actually help you take decisions for better outcomes. And with this, I want to introduce disciplined agile. Okay, so the next slide is about disciplined agile. So disciplined agile is the toolkit, okay, which, okay, uses, okay, the different practices helping you to take decisions for a better outcomes. And it has a lot of things. So Disciplined Agile as a toolkit has done the heavy lifting to help practitioners become easy with their processes. Okay, so that, okay, they focus on the outcomes rather than on a practice or method of what to do, what not to do. So they give you guidance across your agile projects or any projects, even traditional projects. So across your projects, okay, and it tells you how to improve continuously so that you will have a better, they call it way of working, better wow, okay, or the better outcome. So in fact, they give you a lot of options and also give you trade-offs of the options to help you make decisions. So Scrum is a part of Agile. It is not like, okay, it also recommends Scrum. It also recommends Lean. Okay. Okay. It also has guided continuous improvement. So it has taken all these toolkits or all these practices and weighed against each other, seen what is the situation, what is the context, and therefore what you should do given a situation, and they have some decision points. So all this I have written on this slide is just a part of it, okay? And it okay uses all these things to give you a better outcome. So disciplined agile also is not only relevant to your project. It also talks about the business agility, and it talks about organization as a whole, because the project or your team is a part of the organization. So it is actually creating value for your business, okay, not only your project. Okay, so there are a lot of differences when it comes, and lot of similarities also when it comes to agile method. Okay, I'm sure that we will be taking as we go along. Okay, I think we have a webinar about disciplined agile versus or disciplined agile and Scrum. We have a webinar on disciplined agile and safe. Okay, we will talk about that. So it incorporates that, as well as there are some differences. Okay, so it is a wholesome toolkit that will help you to achieve better outcomes in your projects. Okay, so there is a lot to talk about disciplined agile, and there is a lot of information, okay, on that. And we will be also writing a lot of things. Okay, if you go to pmi.org, there is a good information. Even in disciplined delivery consortium, you will find a lot of good information. So it is evolving, and it is kind of, you know, the idea and the way it is designed. It is I'm pretty excited about that, because it is focused on delivering outcomes, and it is not focused on a particular thing. It is focused on taking, okay, it's a hybrid toolkit. Okay, it's an agnostic hybrid toolkit which takes into account all the things to achieve the better outcome. So they have studied each and every method and seen which method works where. Okay, even traditional. Okay, and therefore they actually have said that in this situation you should do this. So they give you a guidance, okay, and helps you to do proper better decisions for better outcome. Okay, so there is a lot to learn in disciplined agile. Okay, this is just, I'm giving you a 60-foot high level view. Okay, my idea is not to explain whatever the principles are there in disciplined agile, but these are the principles as well, like, you know, where idea is to delight the customer. But okay, the three principles, pragmatism, context count, and choice is good, is something which is, can help you to better your outcome. Be practical. Okay, it should be contextual. Okay, it will change with situation. Okay, and you should have choices to make decisions. Okay, a team should have choices. You should not be forced to do agile in a particular way. Okay, so there are a lot of things to disciplined agile. Okay, and it is pretty far more exciting. It encompasses a wider range of possibilities. It encompasses the entire organization. It talks about creating value for the business. Okay, so that's what it tries to do. Okay, so if I have to talk about disciplined agile in a nutshell, okay, uh, okay, idea is, okay, to have the team's ability to choose. And if I reconnect, okay, take you back from where I started. Okay, a team, okay, cannot be forced upon to adopt a particular methodology. We call it a prison, right? A framework prison. Okay, so you need to see. I have written a nice article, I hope so, in PMI. Okay, manage. Okay, DM. No, the newsletter of the June edition about freedom to choose, and it talks about, okay, as a business. Okay, idea is to give choice for the team to choose whether it should be a scrum practice I need to do, or a lean practice I need to do, or a scale, or I need to use an exploratory, okay, like a MVP, a minimum viable product. What I need to do is left to the team. I can't force to do a particular set of things. And while I am doing that particular practice or particular way of working, the toolkit will give me guidance to continuously improve. They will give me options with decision points, with trade-offs. So I know exactly what I need to do at each and every stage. And with the guidance improvement, okay, you can actually, your failure rates will come down. So the idea of agility to deliver sooner will actually be accomplished by this guided continuous improvement, right? So that's where is the focus of disciplined agile. Okay, so what they try to do is, okay, try to give freedom, okay, from whatever choices you have, and they had done the heavy lifting of that. Okay, taken right lot of this, that YouTube map which I have shown, and done that heavy lifting to actually give you options, okay, to take choices or decisions for a better outcome. Okay, and they guide you all along the way for the best approach for a given situation. So contextual in nature. Why? So that you can improve the way you do things. Why? To increase your productivity and therefore deliver better and effective outcomes. Right? So this is about disciplined agile. Okay. So I started with, okay, a kind of a crowded place. I tried to establish, okay, the kind of a why disciplined agile has come into the place and what it does. Okay, although it's a little superficial thing I had done in whatever I could do justice in 45 minutes, but I think you got an idea, an overview of disciplined agile. You got why it is in the current scheme of things, right? Uh, so we have, okay, since we are into learning, we are launching our certified disciplined agilist course in August. Okay, we already got, okay, a good amount of inquiries to join the course. So this is coming in August, a month from now, tentatively trying to be around 8th of August, right? If you're interested, you can drop a mail, okay, to our ID. Also, we are going to come up, like I said, on a webinar calendar. You can go to topprojectmanagement.com and you will have a webinar calendar where we have free webinar live sessions, okay, and we have 3 disciplined agile sessions in this month. One is on disciplined agile and scrum, one is on disciplined agile and safe, um, and I think there is a third one as well, or there are 2 more sessions this month, but we'll be coming to 2 to 3 sessions every month on disciplined agile, so you can get a lot of knowledge on agile and disciplined agile. So it's not only limited to disciplined agile, we talk about agile as a subject. Okay, it might help you, right? You can also follow on our Facebook and LinkedIn, and you will get good updates on our project management trends. Okay, what we has happening on that. We write a lot of news, surveys, a lot of things which are happening, especially on disciplined agile. Okay, because we are one of the early adopters in India. Okay, we are kind of first ones to get, okay, the status of, okay, promoting disciplined agile in India and across the world as well, but India majorly, right? This is something for corporates where we do 1 hour session during corporate breaks. Okay, we are done for a couple of them, and okay, it's just about engaging them on Agile and how it helps them into project. Okay, there's a new initiative trying to see how we received. We got a couple of things with that. Right. So I want to open this to the broader audience. And if you have any questions, we can have a little more interactions on our disciplined agile. Okay, any questions, answers? Any questions, just type in the questions panel and I will be happy to whatever I know I can answer that. Please type it in your questions panel, please. And I will be happy to answer any of your questions to the best of my knowledge. Okay, you have, is it fit for large project, can be adopted for small projects as well? Yeah, right from the small to the large, every situation, every team can benefit from disciplined agile. It is also not only for the people in the project, even your supporting like IT team or your business teams like product sales, marketing, they can also as a stakeholders benefit from disciplined agile very much. Yeah, so are there examples on how it is used? Okay, so they have put some case studies. I think there are 5 case studies. Okay, sorry. There are 5 case studies there on the Disciplined Agile Consortium website. So you can actually go and find out more about that. It has been implemented. This is there for 7 years or 8 years, and it was acquired by PMI last year in 2019. Okay, let me see another question. Okay, there are good amount of questions. Okay. Staying in Scrum method. Okay. Do we have set of ceremonies in DA like we have Scrum? Okay, so maybe I was not very clear. Okay, given the time. Okay, Disciplined Agile has one option of using Scrum as a practice. Okay, for the project. In fact, if you are new to your Agile, you're a beginner, they advise Scrum prescriptive methodologies. So when you follow Scrum, we'll have a set of ceremonies. Okay, so if the situation is a long-standing team, I'm just giving you a very generalized thing, but if the situation is a very long-standing team, then probably what you need is a lean methodology, and there will be no set of ceremonies. So depending on the situation and context, you can use different practices. In fact, when we are going to train, we are going to do training on Scrum as well as on Lean in a little advanced way. Okay, is DA a way to select other frameworks or methodologies? Yes. Okay, so it's not to select only frameworks and methodologies, is to also take decisions all along your course. Okay, so it's not only one is of course to select different life cycles they call, okay, depending on the situation, but in that life cycle there would be a lot of decisions that you take, like testing which architecture you need to do, what is the risk methodology you need to do, okay, what kind of modeling you need to do, okay, how kind of governance you need to have, all these decisions as well. Okay, DA helps you to take with trade-offs given, what is the pros and cons of that decision. So it life becomes very easy for you. Okay, and you focus on outcomes. Okay, so Jack had this question. Okay, we see a lot of people appearing for Disciplined Agile certificate. Is it considered more valuable than the PMI SCP certification? Okay, glad that you asked this question. Okay, so if you go to our site called ProThoughts Solutions.com, okay, you will understand that okay, it is the PMI SCP certification is a part of the path to do disciplined agile. So disciplined agile is not only one certification, it starts from beginner to an expert level. Okay, so it starts typically from a basic for a beginner called certified disciplined agilist, okay, which gets you into what is disciplined agilist. It's a fairly no tough kind of certificate, not as easy as the CSM. If I had to compare, it's a little tough to get that certification. After that, you go to a little no fairly beginners and advanced levels in Scrum and Lean certification, and after that you become an instructor or a coach in disciplined agile. That's how the certifications are currently. They are going to change in a week's time. PMI is actually going to think about that. In this, there is another kind of stuff which says that if you're PMI SAP, after certified disciplined agilist, you can become, okay, if you're a PMI SAP, you can become a CDAP, certified disciplined agilist professional practitioner. So I request you to, if you can go to the site and read more about that, that will be more clear. So right now there are little 5 or 6 certifications for depending on the various levels of expertise. Okay, I hope I'm answering to my best of my knowledge. For example, is DA the solution to question which agile framework should I use? Yes, one part. It's not the only thing that DA does. Okay, so DA will actually answer that question. Which life cycle you will use? Okay, given the context and the situation you are in. Okay, and it will just not say life cycle. It will give you some trade-offs and options along with that. Yes, the answer is yes. But are there examples to show how it is used? Okay. Like I said, the examples are there on the site, okay, and they have been implemented in some 4 or 5 organizations, which is there. I think there are many more, but that 4 or 5 is there. Okay, we have so many agile certification. How is disciplined agile delivery? So that is a disciplined agile delivery. Okay, I'm saying disciplined agile different, and how to decide which one to go for. Okay, now that is okay. So like I said, okay, that's something which is you need to actually. So what we are saying, disciplined agile is a toolkit, okay, and it uses, okay, the different practices like Scrum and all. So it is a little more wider, more outcome based certification. So depending on that, what is your situation, maybe you can take a call, okay, which one it goes. Okay, so one is that how you choose certifications in my mind is know what is valuable to you for your career growth, what is valuable in the workplace, and then what is valuable for your organization. 3 things probably which will help you to decide which certification to go for. We can discuss separately, okay, not a straight answer for that. Okay, another question was, you mentioned that DA summarizes the different agile framework. Does it mean one need to know so many frameworks? Absolutely not. Okay, you need not know so many frameworks. Disciplined agile has done that heavy lifting. Okay, the disciplined agile has done that heavy lifting to help you to suggest, okay, this is the practice. So if that Scrum, Lean is AB, Greek and Latin to you, it doesn't matter. Okay, they will help you to choose that and help you with doing things. Okay, whereas in the team there should be some experienced person to guide you. It can be a CDAC coach or an expert person as well. So you need to have that disciplined agile knowledge to help you guide that, and that's why the certifications are there. Okay, the other question is, what is the rate of success of disciplined agile? Anthony has asked this. Okay, so disciplined agile is a relatively a newer kind of a toolkit in the market. Okay, PMI is coming with different case studies. They're going to publish in August, as I have been notified. This is the same questions we also had asked. They have implemented a lot of organizations. 4 case studies are available on that consortium. Barclays, I think, IBM, I think Fidelity. I think there are some 4 good organizations case studies there. So I don't have answer for the rate of success, but I think they are implemented in some organizations for sure. Okay, does it require corporate training to adopt it at ground level? If you ask me, I would say yes. Okay, some kind of knowledge, some kind of guidance is definitely required. So if you have someone who is disciplined agilist and he can guide you, that will be great. But no, training is definitely required because you don't have any idea what is disciplined agile. So it can be informal or formal. That I leave it to you. But yes, some kind of training to grab that knowledge and to do that is definitely required. Is there any company already adopted this? So Ganatra, yes. Okay, like I said, there are 4 companies which have already been adopted this. Barclays is a large organization in UK. They have adopted this. So you can read that. Okay, we have. I think we have put a link to the Disciplined Agile from our website. You can read that case studies there, right? And like I said, in PMI, they are going to launch more case studies by August end, is what I have been told. And Jay Mohan is asking, and does it have different types of certificate, different roles? No, not for different roles. It doesn't have different types of certificate, different roles, but it has kind of beginners, advanced, experts kind of thing. Okay, that's what it is. So it doesn't have different, for roles, but it has expertise, and whatever I said we are going to launch it for the starting. Okay, and there is a path to do the certifications. So if you go to our site www.prothoughtsolutions.com, you'll get the path and know more details about certifications. Okay, then there was a question about where can we get the exact steps, processes which are additional or change from normal agile method. That's what is all about disciplined agile. So there is a good workbook called Way of Working. Okay, workbook. Okay, there are a lot of options and all. There's like you have 21 decision points with a lot of options. You will get that. That's all about disciplined agile. You will get exact steps and processes there. That's what Disciplined Agile actually helps to do that. The validity of this certification is 1 year, Malika, but you don't have to again take the certification. I think it will be renewed, okay, as any PMI certification. So it's a one-time exam, and then you need to update through the PDUs process, okay, professional development units. Okay, one sec. I missed the. You mentioned day summary. Does it mean okay? This we had taken this question. Okay, so I think any more questions? Any more questions? I think I answered whatever. Okay, what is the rate? Okay, we are still ways of working, and we have to, Rakesh has ways of working, and we have to see that organization align across all the functions. Okay, I think we have answered this. Validity certificate. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. Still seeing the okay. So I think I have answered all the questions what you have asked. But if you have more questions, you are. I will be more than happy if you can drop a mail at info@prothoughts.co.in or call us at this number. We'll be happy to help. Okay. So idea is that okay to help you guys with whatever concepts, questions that you have. Okay, so if you have more questions, I will be happy to help you with that as well. Okay, so don't hesitate to drop a mail and answer questions. If you think that something is not understood because the time was a limitation, we will be coming with more disciplined agile webinars. If you think that you need another kind of on-demand webinar, please go to talkprojectmanagement.com and put that request for us. Okay, and we will be happy to put that webinar for you. Right. So any other questions? Any other questions? Anything? Superb. Okay, so I say, okay, thank you to all of you. I hope it was worth your time and you got a semblance of idea about what is disciplined agile. I am pretty excited about this tool, and I hope that it will go into organizations and help organizations realize value. So it's going to be one top certification to have in the coming days for sure. I'm dead gungo about that for sure. Okay, thank you so much for your time and have a very good day.